welcome back to Wedding Mayhem, your wedding channel. And this is a special because we have got Lottie from Tits, Tums and All Things Mum. And this is a collaboration between both of us.
I know.
And you brought a friend.
And I've got my little friend here.
He's cute. Do you have a name for him?
We need a name, don't we?
Unicorn.
He's very cute. He's very sassy with his rainbow colours and everything.
Honestly, we're going to share the green room footage. That was hilarious.
It's because I've got heels on as well.
She put her foot into the arm. I'm going, why wasn't it not working?
Oh my God.
So yes, this is your Halloween special. Thank you for coming back again and again. Honestly, we can't thank you enough. And the viewings are going nuts. So I don't know why, but keep doing it.
Maybe it's because we do shit like this.
Yeah. Are you coming back for shit like this? Let us know. And what more shit do you want to see? Yeah. So it is a collab between weddings and parenting, because that's your platform and weddings is mine. We're going to be talking about parenting, planning and pulling off a wedding at the same time. Because the juggle is real, right?
Yes.
And being a parent is hard and it's very overwhelming.
It is.
So hopefully between what we talk about, we'll give you some new tools and hopefully make your wedding planning a whole lot better and easier. Weird coming into work this morning, so I quickly had to get up and walk the dog. I've got to tell you this. I might even share the voice note. But it was semi-dark, so it was first went out with the dog, and I'm walking. My sister and I voice note each other first in the morning, like, morning, what's your day like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm walking and I'm going, oh my God, I'm out so early in the morning. I've got a cup of tea in my flask and out with the dog. And I walk headfirst into a cobweb.
Oh God, that's the worst thing when you're the first one out of the house in the morning and there's a big old cobweb blocking the path.
No, because I'm screaming on the phone. I've dropped the phone. I'm like, oh my God, the cobwebs. So listen to all this. And then I've got to go. And I put the phone down. And then the next minute, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about that. Literally walked headfirst into a cobweb. It was all here. It was all in my face, in my mouth, up my nose. And then I'm talking to her, I'm going, oh my God, there's a spider! And it was massive. And it was just crawling over me. So, yeah. So
God, I would have actually died.
I'm quite good with stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm normally okay. But it was just the cobwebs in the face and then seeing the giant spider.
Oh, God.
And the dog is off in the bushes doing its bits and just looking at me going, what on earth are you doing? Because I'm flapping around trying to get the spider off, get all this stuff off. And I'm forgetting that my phone is still recording the voice note to my sister.
You're just like screaming in the background.
Yeah. Yesterday it was an acorn that got thrown by a squirrel on the brink of my nose. I've got a swollen nose.
I don't get of like all the places the acorn could have fallen, it landed right on your nose.
Right here.
Oh my God.
Right on the bridge. And it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt.
I bet it made your eyes water.
My neighbour was watching me going, did you just get hit on the nose with an acorn? I'm like, yeah.
Weddings can come with mayhem. Cocktails don't have to. Liberation Cocktails, pouches and party kegs pour mixologist-grade cocktails without the hassle. Take 15% off with code WEDDING15 at liberationcocktails.com.
So it is generally Halloween.
Yeah.
Cobwebs and all.
Yeah. And I love your makeup. You look fabulous.
You did it.
I know.
Wait,
and I'm just like praising myself on my makeup skills.
Where's your brush? Where's your brushes?
She didn't bring a bloody brush.
I've got fingers.
Yeah, but you can't just put makeup on with fingers.
That's how I do my makeup.
Do you know what we put her makeup on with? Stirrers.
Oh my God.
Tea stirrers. That's how we did that.
And the thing, I literally put my makeup on with my hands.
Yeah.
I don't use brushes and stuff
and
like
all
that.
in your eyeballs.
I went into my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did sting.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it at home. So I've got, again, I put questions into all the wedding groups, all the parenting groups, and you've come up trumps. So I've got lots of questions and lots of top tips as well. So if we just run through that, again, you have no idea what we're talking about.
I don't. I just arrive in my giant unicorn costume and just sit and chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what is harder, wedding planning or parenting?
Jesus Christ, putting those.
I've
done both.
You've arranged 3 weddings.
I've arranged 3 weddings.
Not mine. They weren't on mine.
Backstory on that is that the first 2 got cancelled because of COVID. They weren't with separate people. They were all with the same man. But yeah, the first 2 got cancelled. Yeah, disclaimer.
Mine were 3 different men.
The first 2, I had 1 child, and then by the 3rd wedding, I'd had another child.
Yeah.
So I was planning a wedding and parenting. But I think they're both equally hard in their own right.
Yeah.
And then put the 2 together, and you've got a recipe for a mental breakdown.
Yeah, totally.
Because they are really, really hard. And if you're trying to set aside the time to do wedding planning whilst you're also trying to be a parent, it's really, really hard. And also, there's the wedding itself. You've got to plan where your children are whilst you're getting married, having your photos done, and you've got to take all of that into account.
I mean, you know, we had the lovely lady from Little Creche on, and of course, you know, that you can do that.
I did that.
You know, but oh, did you?
Yeah. So we had a separate room in the reception that they had soft play, and they had like 3 nannies, and there was toys and stuff like that, so that the kids could go in there while we were doing speeches and stuff.
That's so good.
They were just away, and they kept them busy, and because they were DBS checked and proper professionals, we knew that we could just like trust them and just be like, off you go, bye. Yeah, it was great.
But again, if you haven't got the luxury of having that, you know, there are certain things that you need to put in place, definitely. By having somebody that you know that will come look after the children.
I was that person for my best friend's wedding a couple of weeks ago. I was her maid of honour, and my job was to look after her children while she was having photos done and all of that stuff. So
fantastic.
Like appoint someone to look after your children.
A non-drinker.
I was drinking.
Yeah, but you're fun, aren't you? You're fun, Lottie. But I've seen it at weddings where you give people you're in charge of this, and you've got to be sensible and stuff like that. But once they've had a few drinks, and they completely forget. They're like, oh yeah, you know.
Kids? What kids?
We're talking about, I was out last night with Lauren and Georgia from the shop for dinner, and Georgia decided. So Lauren decided that she wasn't drinking because she'd had a hell of a day with the baby. But the moment she sat there, she was like, oh, do I ditch the car? So that's it. When you think, I'm not going to drink, I'm sensible. You have a couple of drinks, and you're like,
To be fair, as maid of honour, I didn't have time to drink because I was looking after the children. I was making sure everything was where it's supposed to be. Like, there was no time. I was sober going home. That's like how busy you end up being as a maid of honour.
Yeah. So you have planned a wedding, or 2 or 3.
Or 2 or 3.
As a parent,
yes.
What was the hardest thing to juggle?
I think it's actually getting the time to sit down and do the planning whilst being a parent as well, because the only like pockets of time I had to plan were once they were in bed of an evening, because they were past nap time and all that. But then of an evening, suppliers don't reply to emails. You can't phone them because it's past hours. So it was trying to like figure that out and making the phone calls during the day as well when you've got the kids running around you. It was just absolute carnage.
I mean, if they are in, that nap era, that half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever you get, it is literally on phones and
frantically planning and all of that. And my wedding actually did completely change, because the first wedding that I was doing was a woodland outdoor Nordic tent, me kind of doing all the decor and everything myself. And by the time it came to the third one, I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm paying everyone to do everything for me, because I can't, the thought of having to make decorations, like make the place names, everything. I was just like, I can't do this with 2 children. So it's like working within your means, I suppose.
Yeah. And again, if you've got the money to do that, to delegate out, then fantastic. Exactly. Or you're delegating, jobs out to
or like to friends. You can get your maid of honour or like bridesmaids or groomsmen or whatever to make your decor for you. They need a job after all.
The title is not for nothing.
Yeah, you don't just arrive at the wedding like having not done anything. Like get them to make your place names or your favours or whatever. They need a job.
Definitely. Did you involve your kids?
No. So my daughter at the time was 5. My son was too little. He couldn't even talk at the time. But my daughter did kind of help me like choose some of the cute little bits, you know, like the favours and the pretty stuff. And she obviously chose her own flower girl dress because there's no way she'd have let me choose it for her. But I didn't involve them in the actual planning itself. But on the day they were very involved with like the cute little bits, like the flowers.
I'm just thinking that if you've got kids that are of an age where, you know, they are, you know, they love crafting. That you can get them involved doing like the...
Yeah, I probably would have if I was doing any of the crafting, but by the third wedding, that was delegated. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
You're back to work as well.
Yeah,
you know,
so I was back to work.
You're a nurse.
Yeah, a nurse.
In your spare time.
Nurse, podcaster, everything, influencer. Makeup artist. Book writer, all the things.
So can we give some top tips now on how you find time to plan? You know,
I think you actually have to like look at your week. So like sit down, look at your week and figure out the pockets of time that you've got and put things in those pockets of time. So be like, right, my baby's napping at this time on this day. That is the day that I'm going to
So you're going to have to sit down and do a daily schedule.
Like a planner. Yeah. They're napping at this time. I'm going to phone this person.
We keep saying this, and there's no shade on anybody using ChatGPT.
Oh, I love ChatGPT.
For God's sake, stop putting shade on it, people doing it. You know.
There's shade on people?
100%. Especially weddings. Going, oh, did you get off ChatGPT? You know, I'm getting really cross now.
I love ChatGPT.
You know, for spelling and grammar and stuff like that. It's fantastic. And ideas too.
Yeah.
You know, better than Google, 100%.
I literally, ChatGPT, and I'm not ashamed to say this, helped me write my maid of honour speech for my best friend's wedding.
Fantastic.
Because, like, I'm rubbish at writing.
Yeah.
And I just put in there
your thoughts.
My thoughts. Yeah. And I was like, make it sound better. Yeah. Done.
Yeah. So I use it every morning because, again, I'm so easily distracted. and I'll do 2 things at once. Yeah. And I'll think, oh, God, well, what's over there? You know, and then sort of that. And then I've got all these plates are spinning and nothing's finished. Yeah. So every morning I go, right, these are all the things I need to conquer. Yeah. This is not important. Yeah. So I can go, you know, and can you rearrange them? Yeah. And actually, yesterday morning, it went, do you want me to do you a little pretty template?
Oh.
And I went, oh, okay. Yeah. Do you want a tick list? I went, yes, please. And I literally got it printed off. Yeah. But you can do it on your phone. Yeah. And actually, there was only one thing I didn't get done. Yeah. But it was the one thing that wasn't important. Yeah. But it prioritised everything for me. It gave me time slots, which I did go over. Yeah. So I just went back to it and went, I've gone over. Can you redo it? Yeah. And it literally straight away had it.
So you could literally do that. You could be like, right, my baby naps from this time to this time every day. And they go to bed at this time. And on Friday, my mum's having them for 2 hours. Yeah. Here's what I need to get done. Here's what's got to be done within office hours because I've got to call them. Make me a plan. Yeah. There you go.
So
done.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Bosh.
It actually gave me a tea break.
Oh,
and a lunch break as well. A tea break. I went, oh, fancy.
Yeah, so you use ChatGPT. I love it.
And it actually then, on the second one, when I ran over schedule, it actually gave me a comfort break, which was a wee break.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, brilliant.
That. How very considerate of ChatGPT.
How do you? I've got here. You know, do you plan in bursts during nap times or after bedtime?
Both. Because it takes so long to plan a wedding. You usually have to do both. So you're calling people during nap times during the day, but then at bedtime was when I was doing things like writing the invites and because I had like deconstructed invites, you know, where they've got like all the different layers and I had to put the whole thing together.
Tell me about this.
So they were invites. They were printed. I got them from a print company. Yeah. But there was like 5 different layers. Right. So there was like the daytime, the reception, the menu, like all of that in like layers. One was bigger than the other. And you had to put it all together with like a see-through leaflet around it with a wax seal on the top.
Jeez.
So I had to make every single one and then write them. So that was something that I did when the kids were in bed of an evening. And I also delegated some to my maid of honour as well to do. But it's things like that you have to plan that you can do in the evening, but you can't like call a supplier in the evening.
So, you know, with the calling of suppliers, for me personally, I always say email.
Yeah, because back in the day, they didn't really do email. Yeah. They didn't like email.
The reason being is that it's in writing. Yeah. so you got that paper trail. So on a phone call, you might have missed something. By the time you got into like, oh, how's your wee, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's time wasted. You want to just get straight to the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
and also sometimes you forget that you've asked something. But then and the answers as well. So I think if you've got that in an email, then you can go back and look at that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to spend time phoning.
And I was always dragging my son along with me to meetings. They didn't mind.
Did it come in as a question or is it on here? I can't remember. But it was like, do you take your kids to these meetings?
I didn't have a choice, because there was nowhere that I could put him. So
you run out of favours from friends, don't you?
And so he came along to a lot of the meetings, and he was either asleep in the pushchair or was just sitting in his pushchair with a snack or whatever while we'd wander around. Okay,
so you were prepared, so you had stuff with you.
Yeah.
And that is key. Make sure that you have got plan A, plan B, plan C.
Keep them occupied while you're doing whatever you're doing. Because quite often, so for example, I went to the venue with my mum once and my husband was at work, so we had to bring Bailey with us because my mum was the only other person who could have him and she was with me. So it was a case of, okay, mum, I'm bringing Bailey, but if I need to do something, can you occupy him while I'm doing that? So it's like having all those plans in place.
I have mums coming with babies
into dress fits.
And I know that other shops frown upon it, but life is lifing, right? So you've got no choice. Yeah. And for us, we're like, give me the baby.
Yeah.
I had it 2 weeks ago, and it's a newborn baby, and grandmother is still getting to terms with like where to hold it and stuff like that. And I could see that she's struggling, and I just went up to her and I was like, do you want me? Because she wasn't focusing on her daughter.
Yeah.
She was focusing on the baby, and she was missing. And you could see that she was getting really frustrated. Yeah. And that will come across in her opinions. Yeah. And I had the baby, and the baby just fell asleep in my arms. When I came back, it started crying. It was like, oh no, okay. And I did. Yeah. And actually, I got the mum then to put her in the dress. Yeah. And actually, it was quite good fun being part of a team. Yeah. Because I was like, right, this is how the zip goes up. No, hold it up higher, then do the zip, then do the buttons, and so it got her used to the dress as such.
And if you chat to your suppliers, I'm sure a lot of them won't mind about bringing parents.
I find that in my industry that actually, sort of our suppliers are also parents. Yeah. That understand it and will give you the emotional and physical support as well. Yeah. So I think maybe if you're planning a wedding, maybe, it's a way of recruiting a little bit. We talked about neurodiverse, finding your suppliers that are on the same level as you. Maybe this is what we do for parenting as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great idea.
Because it is hard. And I know certain venues, don't like children at venues.
Yeah, I know. And I think you have to make that decision quite early on whether you're allowing children or not allowing children in the actual wedding itself. Yeah. Because then that kind of dictates whether you are bringing them to these meetings and things early on. Yeah. Luckily for me, both of my venues were very child friendly, so they just came along. They're just little tag-alongs for everything.
Yeah. What would you change now regarding parenting and planning a wedding? What would you wish you had done?
More time.
It's time, isn't it?
It's time. Time is the enemy here because there's so much to do when you're planning a wedding.
And you're working.
Yeah, you're working, you're parenting, you're trying to do all the things, and there's just not enough time. And I was staying up till midnight doing stuff, and then my kids were getting me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm so tired. So it's just the luxury of time. So I think maybe if you've got family, friends around you, early on in your wedding planning, recruit them. Just be like, look, I'm planning a wedding. Yeah. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be really time consuming and stressful. I would be incredibly grateful if for the next 6 months, year, you could volunteer yourselves for extra babysitting duties while I get this wedding planned. Yeah. Not everyone obviously has that luxury of people, but it's when it's your day off and stuff like that. If you could just come over and get Matilda for the morning, because then you can concentrate. And if you're super focused, you've got your list, your planner, and you can right, I'm going to smash this, and you get more done. Yeah. So or failing that, if you have the funds, pay for someone else to do it for you, plan the wedding for you, which I know is really expensive and not everyone, again, has the luxury of doing that. Yeah. But it was the best thing that I did, although I am still, how far down the line are we? 3 years down the line and I'm still in debt from that. But,
are you?
Because it's expensive paying for someone to do it all for you.
Yeah, but also you did have like COVID and stuff like that, and you just wanted to get on and do it.
Yeah. And like by the third time of planning a wedding, I was so done with planning weddings. I was like, do it for me. I'm not doing anything. So like we are still in debt from that, but I do not regret it at all. It was so nice just arriving and it was all done for me.
I'm wondering if, when I think about this, I'm going to have a drink. Thank you for Liberation Cocktails for the drinks. I've realised I can't drink from the straw.
Be a babe, would you? Could you pass me mine? Help me.
I've realised, I took a sip earlier. Again, cheers.
Cheers,
thank you, Liberations, for these.
Thank you, they're delicious.
Stunning. But I realised that my lips are actually shut.
She's had a lip flip and she can't suck anymore.
Well, I wasn't actually going to talk about that. The fact that I've put the white on and they're stuck in the corners.
Oh no!
So, but yeah, that lip flip was a bit worrying because it keeps growing, and I'm like, well, I wanted to have it done because I wanted to see how it felt. Again, if you're planning stuff for your wedding, don't test these things first.
Yeah. Because when I first had Botox, I had too much, and my eyebrows dropped really low, and I was just thinking, imagine you had like a wedding or something, and you'd got too much Botox or whatever. So like, do it in advance.
Yeah, I think test the waters first, because I think because I rang Laura and I'm like, it takes 2 weeks for it to affect, but I've woken up and it looks like I've been punched in the mouth already. Is it going to continue to grow?
Oh, God.
Because I was like, you know that film with Eddie Murphy, The Nutty Professor.
Oh, yeah.
I had visions of like, my literally aesthetics just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And just like,
could you pop that back for us?
Yes.
I'm very stuck here with my giant unicorn.
So thank you very much for that, Liberations. It's actually got my thought process going. I wonder if you can make friends, because you go to groups. Because it's a long time since I've been to a parent.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been to them as well.
If you're still in a group, maybe make friends with somebody else that's planning a wedding, similar time frame.
Yeah.
Maybe that you can then buddy up.
Yeah, well, we do that over the summer holidays. Me and my best friend buddy up over the summer, and we'll take turns to have each other's kids because we need free time, so we'll take turns.
I've just thought of something really amazing.
Oh, God, have you thought of another business idea?
No!
Christ. You got to buddy up with people. So, like, we buddy up over the summer, and it gives the other person free time to do whatever they want, guilt-free.
Yeah.
Because you don't feel like...
It's the guilt, right?
You don't feel like you have to be working or whatever because you've got each other's backs. Yeah. So with wedding planning, you can do the same with a friend. Yeah. Like, buddy up, take each other's kids.
I think that's a brilliant idea. You know, 2 of you or 3 of you or 4 of you.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe if you can afford it, get them into a crash.
Yeah.
Or have a nanny for the day. Yeah. And literally sit there and power through.
Yeah.
Definitely have cocktails.
Yes, obviously.
Because you need to taste these things before the wedding. You
Do you know there's these apps called Peanut and Mush, which are basically like Tinder for mums, and you can meet mums in your area that have got kids the same age as yours.
Stop it.
So this is how I met a load of my mum friends early on, because none of my existing friends had kids. I was the first to have kids.
Right.
So I met loads of mums on Peanut.
It's really lonely.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, I'm talking about when I had a child. It was dinosaur years. You know. Just about had a phone, you know, no mobile phone. And it was, and I was in a new area, moved from Cornwall up to Surrey, and I knew nobody. I'd never even held a baby. Let alone look after one. And how they let me at the hospital, I do not know.
These apps are great though. I met like a group of mums who all had babies that were born within like weeks of my baby, and we always used to meet up. And it's kind of like Facebook. You can post on it, so you could just post saying, I'm getting married, I'm struggling with the wedding planning and need like someone to help me with childcare. Could we buddy up and you have my kids, I have yours, and we take turns? There you go.
Listen, we don't need this.
Peanut and Mush, done.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's going to be fantastic. One, it's guilt-free.
Yeah.
You've got people on the same wavelength as you.
Yeah.
And actually, again, planning a wedding is starting a new job. Mm-hmm. You've got no manual. You'll see all these things out on Instagram and these celebrity weddings that you want, can't afford, not achievable.
Yeah.
But if you've got people with you that are planning also, that brainstorming... let me know if you're already doing this, and what your top tips are. But I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I reckon so too.
Feeling lonely, again, parenting is the loneliest journey that you can ever go on.
Yeah.
But also wedding planning as well, because after the initial of, wow, you're engaged. Yeah. Ooh, I'm so excited for you. What can we do to help? Those people disperse.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They're gone.
They do.
Until the invitations start hitting the door, So actually...
But you can delegate, though. Like, feel as though you can delegate, because...
What if you're a control freak?
Yeah, that was me. So I tried to delegate, but things weren't getting done to my standard. So I undelegated.
Got another drink.
And did it all myself. I planned my own hen do for that reason, because it was not getting done to my standards.
So how do we get over this?
We don't. I don't know, because my hen do was really good because I planned it. It was really good.
My hen do was really good because I was there.
Because I planned it.
And I was in a costume very similar to this.
Yeah. And I planned my best friend's hen do for her maid of honour. And I just think some people just don't have that ability to plan.
I think you do need to be creative.
Yeah.
And it's hard if you're not creative.
Yeah.
I do get it.
Yeah.
You're an expert in your field.
Yeah.
So again, budding up with somebody that is creative, that can say, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
However, have you seen this?
Yeah.
And this is actually achievable in your budget.
Yeah. Or just use ChatGPT again.
Again, yeah.
ChatGPT, plan me a hen do with this, and this.
Yeah. You literally need to vomit your thoughts into chat.
Yeah.
And then it come back, and then you can say, well, actually, no, I like that, but I don't like that. And then it'll come up with other ideas.
I tell you what, have you heard of Chili Sauce? The website for hen do's?
No.
So I planned my hen do and my best friend's hen do on Chili Sauce. And
all these people, can they come and sponsor our show, please?
Chili Sauce, come on now.
Yeah, both of ours, because this is a collab.
Yeah. So basically, they're a website, and you go on there, you tell them exactly what you want to do, like what sorts of things, and it's all planned for you. Then you add members. So you add members using their email address. So that's when you add your hen party.
Yeah.
And they then can pay in instalments or pay in one go.
Brilliant.
All through this one thing. You're not paying for different suppliers.
We had Cluck hen parties in, and they do something very, very similar to that.
Amazing.
So there's no arguing about
who's paying
money.
who what, who's doing what.
I'll pay you next month and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you have your own personalised person that deals with you.
Yeah.
And if there's any issues, they just sort it out.
Yeah.
So you're just there you go, you're planning it.
Delegation again.
I just appear at my hen do, and that's it, done. It's great.
So you didn't answer the question. What do you do if you can complete control freak?
Because I can't answer that question, because I am a control freak, and I wouldn't not be a control freak. No. So I get it.
It's hard, isn't it? Because
I can't relinquish control.
I had this with Georgia yesterday in the shop, and it's yesterday, day before, whatever. But I asked her to do something, so I'm delegating out, and then she's come back with just one question, and I'm like, by the time I answer the question, I might as well have just done it myself.
Yeah.
I just emailed her, don't worry, I'll do it. And it made her feel bad because she asked the question, which she already knew the answer, Georgia, by the way. But it was quicker for me to do it rather than explain it.
Yeah, so I just think if you're a control freak, then just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just accept that you are.
I say also, if you're a control freak too, you're probably really, really efficient.
Yeah. Because you end up having to be efficient because you want to do everything yourself.
Doing everything. Yeah. Okay. Again, it's setting aside enough time to do that.
But you can still delegate things like childcare and stuff like that to enable you to get the time.
Isn't it funny that we're control freaks on what we do, but we're not control freaks over our children because we have to ship them out?
Anyone take them. Someone take them.
Roll up.
Do my postman knock on the door? Do you mind just having my kids for an hour while I do some wedding planning?
I see that as a reel. You must do that. Please do that. That's excellent. What else do I have here? Partner split.
What?
Partner split the load.
Yeah, right.
Right, I'm taking that away from you. is getting angry.
I swear to God, my husband could have arrived at my wedding, our wedding.
I mean, let's face it,
Our
it's
wedding. He would not have had a clue what was going on. Like he would have arrived and be like, oh, those
Still
flowers.
I'm sorry.
These flowers, I can hear you like, these flowers are nice colours. He didn't even know the colour scheme, nothing. Like he just arrived and it was all done for him.
I had the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Mine didn't have a clue.
First wedding was just Gretna Green. We just arrived and did it.
Yeah.
Second wedding, again, Ross, I found the venue and we then, because I was in events anyway.
Yeah.
And marketing. So I just did it and found the people. It's just getting quicker to do it than to explain it and ask for opinions and stuff like that. And Ross was pretty much like, okay.
Yeah,
that's fine. And then the third time round, again, marriage wasn't on the cards. We both got children. We weren't planning children, later in our lives, and so I wasn't expecting the proposal. But before he'd proposed, he'd already researched venues and stuff like that.
Nice.
It was a bit like shit because he proposed, and I was like, well, when are you thinking? He went, as soon as possible. I'm like, what?
My God.
Are you pregnant?
But I think you do get guys like that though. Like one of our our friends is like that. He's the planner in his relationship. Yeah. Like he'll literally go out and plan stuff. My husband is not one of them.
John's quite good at planning. He loves the spreadsheet, which is getting less and less now. He's with me because I don't plan. I do you're like, what have you got? And I went, I don't know. This. I like to, fly through the seat of my pants, but and it turned out all right, didn't it? But I had the opposite problem to the fact that he was like, are we having that? We went in the venue and I went, not £400 a pop. It was like these urns with flowers cascading out.
Oh my God.
But he had a huge well, I want that. And I'm like, no. So we butted heads probably more than we ever have done in life in general. But, because he had this idea of what he wanted. So what do we do? Because that will take time. Yeah. And we haven't got time. Yeah. And they don't appreciate that we haven't got time.
No. Yeah.
Because they rock up from work and and like
things are just
what's for
done.
Dinner? Where's my shirt? Where's my pants? Tomorrow.
Oh my God, just tell me about it.
So we're gonna get a load of hate from men now, aren't we?
You should see my podcast. I'm constantly hating on men, and Darren just has to sit behind the camera and just listen to it.
But we're teaching him.
Yeah,
thank you,
Amy.
Thank you.
Yeah, but honestly, I literally asked my husband to cook dinner last night because I had some work to do. And then he's like, oh, yeah, can you send me the recipe? And then he's asking me 15 million questions.
You might have to do it yourself.
I was like, I should have just freaking done it myself. Yeah. And that's how it kind of felt with wedding planning as well. Like, if I asked him to do something, he'd be like, oh, but how do I do this? How do I do that? What's their number? Send me their number. Send me a list. Send me this. And I'm like, no, just sod and do it myself. Yeah. It's just easier.
It's a mum thing, isn't it, really?
I reckon
think.
So.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
But I think, what if we give them, we're talking about give them like aliens. Why can't we give them a pack and go, right, you're doing this with an itinerary of what needs to be done so they can just execute it?
I mean, but they probably wouldn't. And then
you'd worry about them not doing it.
Literally, the one job my husband had to do was sort out the suits. And 6 weeks before the wedding, he still hadn't got suits. And I was freaking out. And I was like, you had one job and you still haven't done it. I had to do the whole rest of the wedding. Honestly, I nearly got a divorce before we'd even got married. So it depends what your husband's like how you manage them, how you do it together. Basically, is some might have more of a role in the wedding planning, some might have no role at all.
I think early days of planning the wedding, the very start, and go, right, what do you want? And find out, the needs and the wants. Yeah. And get those written down. Yeah. And again, you could have your spreadsheet of who's doing what, who's responding, and tick them off as you go.
Is it bad that my husband didn't even get a choice with what he wanted? I was just like, we're doing this.
Yeah, but is he okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
John would be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm a researcher.
Yeah.
I have to, because I don't like being ignorant on things. So if I'm the launch of the cream, I knew I had to be licensed. I knew I didn't want preservatives. What's the alternatives? What's this? What's that? So we talked about on the episode that we've just done about the weight loss jabs. And stuff like you researched. So I think if you've got the knowledge, it gives you power a little bit to execute. You know what, we're not having that because of X, Y, Z. Then there's a reason behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
But can they have a little bit of an idea?
What, the husbands?
Just give them one job.
Well, I'm not saying everyone's husbands can't have an idea. I'm just saying mine didn't.
Yeah, let us know though. let us know what the split was.
Yeah, I'd love to know how many husbands out there actually want to get involved in the wedding planning.
They're scared.
Yeah, do you reckon?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised with people like me being like,
when we have the same-sex weddings going ahead, there tends to be a 50-50, but having said that, two girls that have just married, Jenna and Louise, Jenna just left it to Louise to do because she's the planner.
Yeah,
and the other one's not bothered, In
a same-sex marriage, there will still be a person whose personality leans more to planning and organising. Whereas in a husband and wife marriage, it tends to be the woman. Yeah. And I say tends to because there will be some men out there that are the planners, but it tends to be the woman. And I think that's why it usually feels
I feel that, again, it's not just a woman's podcast, but I feel that women are more adept to doing 10 jobs at once. So we can do the kids, we can do dinner, we can wedding plan, we can set up new projects. Yeah,
too many projects.
So I think we're more equipped to do that. Whereas I think if guys have them, then there is that overload. Isn't there?
My husband gets so overwhelmed with stuff. Like even if he has to plan a holiday or whatever, he just gets really, really overwhelmed.
I do. Do you? To the point where I'm not bothered. I just want to get on the plane.
Yeah.
Have my plane food. Yeah. The amount of times that he hasn't booked my meal on the plane.
How rude.
It's the whole point. I'm a school dinner girl. Yeah. I love school dinners.
Yeah. I love a school dinner.
The whole day. So I don't want to bloody take sandwiches from Pret on the plane.
No.
So that's anything we fall out with. But I'm like, does it have a beach?
Yeah.
Does it have nice beds?
Cocktails.
I only need 5 things. I'm low maintenance. Then you can choose where we go. Yeah. Because I will, no matter where I go, I'll make the best of what I've got. Yeah. So that it's not important. So again, it's back to your needs and your wants.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Did you feel guilty? Setting aside, the struggle with mum life and wedding planning.
Yeah, I think I did, because quite a lot of the time you are having to do stuff while the kids are around and they're like, Mummy, play with me, Mummy, play with me. And you're like, oh, I can't right now. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Mummy's trying to plan a wedding. And then there comes the money side of it as well. You're spending, 30 grand or whatever on a wedding.
Next question, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. And then you feel bad because you're having to make cuts in life, not buy them as many treats, stuff like that. So there is a little bit of guilt, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it's it, and you're sacrificing one thing for a frivolous thing because it's a day, right?
And I felt guilty on the day as well because you have no time to spend with your children.
No.
You're having photos done, you're mingling, you're doing all of those things, and someone else has always got your kids. So I felt guilty for the children for not being with me, and guilty for whoever was running around after them. I didn't see my mother-in-law for the whole wedding because she was constantly chasing my toddler around. Yeah. And I felt so bad.
I mean, some would say that that's a benefit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I did feel bad. And then she had to leave early because she had my kids for the night. Yeah. So I did feel bad, but
But again, if it's set out right at the beginning that this is what you're doing, and I think giving people roles very early on gives them chance to get used to it. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe putting it out in the group, going, right, this is all the things that we need help with. Yeah. Can anybody help us?
Everybody claim one.
Yeah, do that. Have everybody round for dinner. Yeah. Do a little buffet. Yeah. Nice. And and I think like you said, do or a lucky dip.
Oh yeah, everyone gets one.
Yeah, so instead of getting keys, you're getting a wedding topic.
Love it. Yeah, definitely.
So I think get a delegation, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But not for the control freak, obviously.
Nope. No, well, you can delegate certain things. I feel like easier things, but not too much.
we talk about partners and stuff like that. Weddings can take over. How do we stop that interfering with a relationship? Because I find that it's go, and you're super focused. Obviously, you've got the kids, you've got the wedding. And then after the wedding, there's a massive big hole.
Oh, God, yeah.
Isn't there?
The wedding blues after.
Yeah, it's straight away.
It's horrible. Like, you've planned this wedding for in my case, it was 3 years. And then all of a sudden, after one day, and by the way, that one day goes so quickly. And then it's all just done. And then what? You're like, now what? What do I do?
You forget to talk to each other.
You do. And on the day as well, you don't talk to each other.
No.
Like, you're getting married to this human, and yet on your wedding day, you don't see them.
I saw John literally for the ceremony. And then afterwards, and photos.
And then that's it.
And we had the meal, but then that was busy. And then that was it. And we had our first dance. And then him and my son then took over the dance floor. You know, and
but you don't get a time to just sit and be like, we're married, like we just did that. And
the important bit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I get now why people do get married first, then have the wedding. You know, we put a reel out with Catherine Celebrant, and she said, look, you know, you can go off and get married. That is the marriage. And this is the wedding. The party is the wedding. And there was a lot of hate out there.
My best friend's just done that. Like, her wedding was not her actually, she had a like fake wedding so that everybody could see, but then it was just like a nice party, and then they went off and got married separately. Or like on my wedding day, we got married at 11 a.m. and then there was a big gap in the middle where we could actually spend time together.
That's good.
Before the reception.
So what did you do?
Well, we had a nice fancy car take us off because it was at a separate venue for the reception.
Right.
So we then had our half an hour drive in the fancy car to just sit and chat to each other and have champagne. Just the two of us. It was really nice.
Did that on my second wedding because I had the fire engine.
Oh, how lovely.
As you do. And it was literally from where we got married at the church to the venue. And that was a chance to get in there and go, because we had cameras in the windows, and it was like being a celebrity. You think, oh my God, it's so much. And Ross is very shy, so the moment that we set off, it was both of us like, oh my God. You know, and we had 20 minutes to chat to each other.
Exactly. And quite often, if you've got like a car or a fire engine, they give you champagne. So you're there with your champagne, like reflecting on on the ceremony.
If that's not an option, ask for it and or supply it yourself. 100%.
And it's lovely to just have that time.
So this is important for when we actually plan the wedding and the time of the ceremony.
Like, plan a time for you to just reflect.
Because then you won't see each other throughout the whole day. But I was thinking more about you're not going to have time for date nights. You know, but it's having that time to talk about normal stuff. But you can make
date nights within the wedding planning. So like one of the nights, my husband and I got some Ben and Jerry's, we got some wine, and we just sat with a film on doing the invites.
Ice cream and wine at the same time. You're not programmed right. My husband has an ice cream and a cup of tea.
Ice cream and anything.
No.
But we sat with a film on, like a wedding-y film, with ice cream and wine, doing the invites. So it was kind of like a little date night within itself, but you're getting stuff done.
So you can factor in things like that.
Little cute things.
That. We've got questions from the public. So where did I put those? Hold on 2 seconds.
I can't see a thing, so I don't know where you've put them, mate.
They're down here. Do you want a drink?
I'm just there like, I better not drink too much more. I've got to drive home after this.
There we go.
Thanks, mate.
Right, so so just, again, a few of these, if we don't go through them, then we'll put them in the bucket for another time. Again, if you've got any questions that are urgent, I will come back to you personally and answer those.
This one's made me sad already.
Right.
I feel like I'm failing at both. Not the best mum and not the best bride. Losing friends like socks in the washing machine. I get it though. It's all a lot, and you're having to juggle so much, and your friends need to be understanding of that and help you plan.
Give me a friend that's just got married any day. Because they understand it. They get you.
Yeah, they do. And I feel like I have just been that friend for my best friend because I got married not long ago. and I noticed that she'd like disappeared off the grid, and it was because she was so like knee deep in parenthood and planning a wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh hey, I'm here, delegate stuff to me.
Yeah, give me a job.
Give me a job. Like I'm good.
Hopefully this will be a reel, and you can send this to all your friends,
Yeah.
you know, and don't be frightened to ask, definitely.
Yeah.
And you're not failing.
No,
You're
not.
juggling. It's life.
Yeah, and once it's all over, you can then give that time to your kids and your friends, and hopefully they're understanding enough.
Maybe can you plan something for after the wedding that's just dedicated to the kids?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't need to be expensive.
No,
It
exactly.
doesn't need to be a holiday or anything like that. But, you know, maybe, you know, you set something in the garden or a park.
Yeah.
There is paintballing or hide and seek.
Yeah,
or
just
something that is like, and give that to the kids and go, right, when this wedding's over, this is what we're going to do. Give them something to plan if they're of an age. They've got something to look forward to as well.
But you can give them jobs within the planning as well to keep them occupied, so that you're not feeling that guilt. You're like doing it together.
Right.
Oh God.
I promise you, these have come in randomly. Right, you ready? Watch your face. My partner isn't as involved in the planning as I hoped. I am really drowning in kids and wedding plans, not coping at all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah. But it depends if you want to delegate to them though.
Yeah.
Like I personally felt like I didn't want to delegate to my husband because he would have done a crap job. And I'm a control freak.
Does he watch?
Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, you did a crap job. But if you feel like you are able to delegate and you can trust them to do a good enough job, do it. Like say to them,
Let go.
I am drowning. I'm trying to be a mum. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to plan this wedding. Can we sit down and go through the list of what's got to be done?
Yeah. And
can we work out some jobs for you to do?
Listen, I was with, as I said, I was with Lauren last night and we had dinner, and obviously she's got an older girl and now the baby, and so she's constantly baby, and has felt that obviously the Elsa Ray is missing out a little bit. And John came home from work, and I think it was swimming or some kind of club with Elsa Ray, and Lauren just looked at him and went, "Can I take her?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, "Of course you can."
Yeah.
So, you know, so she actually then delegated the baby because he can feed the baby.
Yeah,
Put the
yeah.
baby to bed. You don't need to feel guilty because, you know, you've got another daughter here. And actually, she said, with the best time
Yeah.
in the car. So
You have to do
it is
that.
okay.
Yeah,
That
it is.
handover.
Right. We've talked about this a bit already. I feel guilty spending on the wedding when we could use that money for the kids.
Yeah.
So true. I felt exactly the same. Like you're having to cut back on nice treats and nice days out for the kids.
Weddings are expensive.
Oh my God, they're so
We're
expensive.
hoping and praying, by the way, that it gets passed and that celebrants can legally marry here in the UK, because that will open up places where you can get married that you don't have to go to the expensive venues.
So does that mean a place wouldn't have to have a license?
Probably.
So that would be, so like my best
Get married
friend
in the garden.
just hired someone's garden.
Yes.
And it was so cheap.
Yes.
But she obviously couldn't do the proper wedding there because it wasn't licensed. So she went to a registry office after.
It's got to lift that covenant
But
on
she
it.
could have just done that as her wedding and it would have been so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So please, if there's anything that you can do, then we need to keep bombarding the government, because they don't want this to happen, because they're making a lot of money through the councils, through the registrars on this, and we want to make these weddings as accessible and cheap as we can get them, without compromise as well, and freedom.
I didn't even have a fancy wedding. It wasn't anything extravagant, and it cost me 35 grand.
Jesus,
it's ridiculous.
I did mine for 13.
Yeah. It's
so
just...
it was, but that was a lot of haggling and mates rates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was so lucky. I'm drowning in to-do lists, work, kids, and now a wedding. How do I actually get organised? 1, 2, 3.
ChatGPT.
I'm a vomiter. Literally, just chuck everything that's in my brain in there. It will do you a list.
You need to get sponsored by ChatGPT.
I've done a PDF. That you can have for free, so just message us and let us know. Give us a follow, it would be nice. That helps you with all that as well.
But honestly, you could literally be like, look, I'm working this time till this time, I've got kids that have got a club this time till this time, but I also need to do this, make me a plan.
Having a manager.
It literally is.
Yeah.
You can get ChatGPT
and
to
it's
do
like
everything.
a little bit like being at school.
Yeah.
When it tells you, right, you're having a break now.
Yeah.
Because you need a break.
You've got to have a break.
You know, and then you can get its head down and
Yeah.
you'll be surprised. Because we're all distracted,
Oh, yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
so got
Yeah.
no one.
Right, let's go.
He's not waving hands at me yet, so it's not.
We've got nursery fees, bills, and now wedding deposits. Where do we even start to plan? It's hard, isn't it?
It's a budget
It
sheet.
is budgeting, spreadsheets. I didn't have ChatGPT back when I was planning a wedding, but now
You could do that.
you could whack in your budget in ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Be like, right, I've got, I don't know, 10k.
Yeah.
Plan me a wedding in this area.
Yeah.
With this, and this.
Yeah.
Within that budget, and
Yeah.
it will do it for you.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's your wants and your needs again.
Yeah.
I think that's just so important.
Yeah.
Looking at that camera thinking, I think they've got a foot constantly.
Get out the way.
It's your needs and your wants. You need to physically write down
Yeah.
what you can't compromise on, what you're okay with not having.
Yeah.
And prioritising.
Yeah.
And again, work out your budget. Lauren laughed about when I did this. It was years ago. I was at a wedding fair and they were like, weddings are so expensive.
Yeah.
And we were talking about dresses. Now, how much are they? And we're doing, you know, and I noticed that he had cigarettes in his pocket. And I was like, you know, I said, you give those up, you could earn. And he went, yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And we worked out. So I said, right, okay, let's do an exercise. And we sat at the table and I went, right, how many do you smoke a day? How much are they? Because I'm like, oh my God, it's so expensive. I've never been a smoker.
No, me neither.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And she went, I smoke too.
Yeah.
So we worked out how much they were smoking,
Oh, God.
how much we could save, and we do payment plans. So
Yeah.
and we said, well, actually, in 9 months your dress will be paid
Yeah.
in
Wow.
full, and it was not a cheap dress.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Actually, we smoked more than that.
Oh my
That
God.
all out came. They were on takeaways,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I said, actually, you're going to get fitter and healthier
Yeah.
by you that money put into your pots.
Yeah.
And I think it was an 18-month wedding plan, and they did it.
Yeah.
By not having to take on extra jobs or going without.
Yeah.
They got fit, they got healthier, and after the wedding, then they had that money, and that was their honeymoon money, and then future plans for houses and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you know, you'd be surprised how much you can save.
Yeah.
I think you just need to put everything that you spend. I don't know if they don't do this program now, but where they used to go in and follow them around the supermarket.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
then take them
remember that.
home and then dissect exactly
Yeah.
what they were spending on
Yeah.
and finding the cheaper stuff.
Yeah.
You could do this.
Yeah. Definitely.
You'd be surprised
I know.
how much you can save.
It's wild, isn't it?
Well, because we're running around like headless chickens in life, aren't we? And we're,
Yeah.
and we're quick fixing everything. We're putting plasters over everything. And
Oh, no.
Coming for it. So I think that, you know, your spreadsheet. Do you want to do one last one?
Let's do it.
What one each, and then I'll put the rest in there.
Every time I try to plan, my toddler decides it's meltdown time. Help. Yes. I know.
really
I
is.
feel your pain. I think it's about, like, if you are having to do planning while your children are awake, is setting them up with an activity that's going to keep them busy for enough time for you to do it.
You don't have to explain.
That you don't have to explain, you don't have to help them with. Like this
Yeah.
morning, I had to get ready this morning before the school run to get here today.
Sorry, thank you.
You're welcome. And my kids are normally like, Mummy, do this, Mummy, do that. But I set them up with some building blocks, and
Yeah.
they like sat and played nicely with them for like half an hour while I got ready.
Yeah.
And it's having those little activities and getting those little pockets of time to be able to do
Yeah,
stuff.
so maybe, again, write it all down, but maybe, you know, screen times.
Yeah.
Don't give them the screen times when you would normally give it to them.
Yeah.
Save it
for
up
your wedding planning.
For your wedding planning.
Yeah. Or I used to have a special box that I would get out only when I needed time to do something. And it was like a novelty. So it was filled with like fidgets.
This is the thing about
and-
toys that you put away and don't
Yeah.
let them all have them all at once.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
so
you
it's
can
like a novelty box. And when Mummy needed time to like do emails or whatever, I would get this box out and they'd think it was like the best thing since sliced bread.
So you could give them like, in fact, I've done something similar with my grandson. We walked around Hobbycraft and the shops and everything, and we've done like an advent calendar for him because he started school.
Yeah.
So every time he's had a good day at school, if he's had a good day, then he comes home and opens one up. So he knows what's gone in there.
Yeah.
So he's excited to get to box 4 because he knows the car's in there that he wants. So you could do something like that. So it's a wedding box or, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Activities.
Get yourself some planning.
Oh,
it's up again.
Putting your foot in it again. Right, last one. All we talk about is the wedding and the kids. How do we get us time back between kids and the wedding? I feel that we have lost our identities as people and as a couple.
Oh, I fully get that. And I don't think there's like an easy way out of that. So
and it's time
I think, unfortunately, it is going to be a case of it is going to be wedding and kids until the wedding's done. And like just making those cute little moments, like if you're doing invites or whatever.
I love that. Movie night.
Make it a date night at the same time.
Yeah.
But also...
And at least then your partner is under your supervision.
Yeah, so you're making sure he's doing it properly. But also if you can, and if you can have time to have little date nights of an evening, like delegate, or what's the word? Designate, not delegate, time in your week to have like a cute little date night, even if it is at home, just to like snuggle and watch a film that's not going to remind you of the wedding or the children.
Die Hard.
Yeah. Taken.
Yeah.
Anything that's not got a wedding in it.
Listen, my go-to always is a book that's got a dead body on the first page.
Yeah, there you go.
Or a thriller, definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
it's going to take your mind off it.
So non-wedding stuff, but still do wedding stuff at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And it's hard, isn't it? You know, John and I, work 24/7, and we get home. We have probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, really, once we're eating and stuff like that. So, and we're both on our phones, still working.
Yeah.
So actually, last couple of nights, I've taken the lead, and without talking about it, and I've actually just put my phone down.
Yeah.
I'm itching to pick it up, but and then a couple of minutes later, then I notice that his phone goes down, and we both sit there watching the telly.
We have one night a week where there's no phones, so it's usually a Friday night. We put phones down and we have dinner together with not with the kids, so they have an earlier dinner, we have a later dinner, and then we'll not have phones. We'll just either watch a movie or do a puzzle or play a game or something, and phones are not allowed. So it's having that time, isn't it?
Because you don't need to wedding plan every single day of the week. I get it at the first start. Yeah. There's a lot because you want to get all your thoughts
It's kind of at the start and at the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you need to get it all planned, but then the last bits that you've got to like sort out.
And I like, John and I did this. It's we did sort of date nights at the venue.
Oh,
and we did like, a little picnic.
Yeah.
Because it had grounds and everything.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh, this will be a nice place for our photos.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And also, it was so helpful because we got used to our venue, the steps, the locations.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel so alien, and we didn't miss out anything.
Yeah.
Because on the day, you're not going to see everything.
No.
Right. So you're going to miss it. So you look. That's why your photos are like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Bit. So if you've got grounds or places in the venue, then it gives you a chance then to look at those without being thrown into the wedding chaos of the day.
Definitely. Yeah.
I hope that's helped you. And if you've got any top tips and questions, let us know.
Hello, everyone.
Where can everybody find you?
I'm over here now.
Oh, you over there?
You can find me at Tits, Tums and All Things Mum on Instagram, and that's where my podcast is, or at A Little Bit of Lottie, and that is like my personal page, and I share stuff all about parenthood.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
honest parenthood. Too honest.
No, I don't think you can be too honest because we can't fluff this stuff up.
No, exactly.
Because it's not real. And
I try and help people feel less alone in the stuff that everyone's probably feeling, but no one else will talk about.
Yeah. I
have no filter, so it just comes out.
Yeah. And that's
everywhere.
Good. That's good. And again, thank you coming time and time again. I've just looked at, for some reason, last week's episode is tripled, and I have no idea why, but I'm here for it.
Because you're amazing.
Yay! Yay! But thank you so much for the support. We love you all. If you're looking for a wedding dress, come and see us at Love Me Do Brides, and we'll see you all next week. Bye! Bye! I so wanted to do this to you.